What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Big Mike, and I'm back with another video. And today we're actually going to be taking a quick break from the scary videos, the paranormal videos, because today we're going to be reacting to a video by Club Shay. For those of you that don't know what that is Shannon Sharpe's podcast. He interviews current NFL players, former NFL players. And in this clip that we're going to be watching, he did a sit down with Marshawn Lynch, where Marshawn Lynch talked about what happened at Super Bowl 49. Now, for those of you that don't know what happened at Super Bowl 49, I'll just give a quick rundown of it. It was the Seahawks and the Patriots. Marshawn Lynch had ran the ball down to the 1-yard line. And for whatever reason, the Seahawks decided, instead of handing the ball off, they decided to try and throw the ball, and it was picked off by Malcolm Butler, ending the game for the Seahawks. They ended up losing that game. Nobody knows why they decided to go for a pass. Nobody knows why they didn't hand the ball off to Marshawn Lynch. A lot of people are speculating that the NFL didn't want Marshawn Lynch to be the face of the NFL, or Pete Carroll wanted Russell Wilson to be Super Bowl MVP. Because every year, basically, whoever is the Super Bowl MVP is basically the face of the NFL, or even the MVP in general. But for the last couple years, we all know it's been Patrick Mahomes. But anyways, enough of that. Let's get into this clip, and let's see what Marshawn Lynch has to say. If you are not subscribed to Club Shay yet, drop a subscription. Go check out his other videos. Let's get it going.
Marshawn, we got to talk about Super Bowl 49.
Oh, shit. Oh, you getting right.
Russ come on there on one knee, because Russ get down on one knee when he in the huddle. And you hear the play, because you on the 1-yard line, Marshawn. You on the 1-yard line. Russ in the huddle. And he's calling out the play. What's going through your mind?
Shit, to be honest, I look at 9 of the other guys, and they look at me like, what the fuck just happened? And I mean, you know, at the time,
Even as he's calling the play in the huddle, because they look, you got 1 yard. We got the man that we got beast mode. We got 225, 35 pounds sledgehammer.
was handing.
And we got a timeout. So if we don't get it,
Was handing.
if we don't get it on this second down, we gonna get it on third, we gonna get it on fourth. We gonna get this ball in there. But B's gotta touch it. B's gotta have it.
Was handing. Man, the look on all my teammates' face in the huddle, you know, it spoke volumes. And I mean, you know, processing the shit, if you go back and you look at the play, I actually lined, because I'm processing. I line up on the wrong side. I line up on the wrong side, man. Russell got to tell you, I'm bouncing from back and forth behind, like, oh.
You gotta think about it, because, like I said, for those of you that watched that game, that just doesn't make any sense to pass, not only to pass the ball on the 1-yard line, like, I guess, like, maybe during the preseason, probably, because honestly, nobody besides the Ravens apparently cares about the preseason. But it's just like that doesn't make football sense, especially of all places when you're in the Super Bowl. And again, Marshawn Lynch was one of the best running backs at that time. He was the best running back the year that they won the Super Bowl. He was still the best running back the year they went back to the Super Bowl. It's like, regardless of who you have at the running back spot, like that just doesn't make football sense. During the preseason, probably, but during the regular season, even into the playoffs and the Super Bowl, that doesn't make sense.
Oh shit. And by the time it sat in, like, motherfucker, what did we just call? You just hear all the cheering from the other sideline, like, what the fuck?
So you didn't know Malcolm Butler had picked the ball off.
Man, cause they send me on a flat.
Yeah, you
were away.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm running out there like shit. Well, at least you gonna hit me in the flat.
Yeah.
And I get my head around.
He ain't tackling you one-on-one.
What the fuck going? Like, what
happened?
I don't see no ball coming on. All right, and see the motherfuckers jumping up and down and cheering like, oh shit, he just threw a pick. And at that time, there was a lot of shit going on. You know what I mean?
So as you walking off the field,
oh man,
the defense is coming on the field.
My God.
So was there any interaction? Did anybody say anything? Did the defense say, man, what the F was that? Who called that bull jive?
Now that we look back at it, you see everybody, they show the reactions.
Yeah.
Richard Sherman's reaction to that was, dude, it was the saddest reaction you could possibly see. And the other thing, too, a lot of people don't realize this also, is that still sits with Sherman today. There was a game, it was last year, the Broncos, I think the Broncos were playing the Colts, and they had the ball, and you guys know, for those of you that have been following me for a while now, the Colts are my favorite team. The Broncos should have beat us that game, number one, but it was like they had the ball, looking back, if I remember correctly, they had the ball in like the 2 or the 3 yard line. And the running game was doing amazing for the Broncos. It was just the passing game wasn't doing shit. And Russell Wilson, instead of handing the ball off, he tried to throw the ball to the back of the end zone. And when they went to the when they went back and they were looking at it, Richard Sherman lost his mind. He was like, hand the fucking ball off. It was, Richard Sherman, I think, out of everybody, was the most, upset about it, because still to this day, it still keeps happening, even in Denver.
You see the reaction, Sharpe, Earl, Bruce, the D-line, you see the reaction from everybody, and then as I'm going back to the sideline, I go by Russ, and I just hear him like, oh, man, I'll get him next time.
Whoa.
And as I hear the shit, I usually don't take my helmet off, but I take my helmet off and I go right to Pete Carroll's face, and I'm talking about I hit his ass with the biggest.
You laughed in his face?
What the?
You know what? Rightfully so, I'd probably laugh in his face also, because it just goes back to that doesn't make football sense. Like, when it comes to football, that's not a good decision to make. It just doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know.
And
I can't really
point,
say anything more about it.
Come up out my shit. I go to the locker room. I'm out.
Hold on. Hold on. Beast
I don't
mode.
even see all the shit going on. I don't see none of the shit. I don't see the last few plays.
Where they getting the scuffling and they pushing and shoving. You was already gone?
I'm in the motherfucking
You in the locker room.
I'm in the locker room.
So by the time they come to the locker room, you probably already dressed.
It was Arizona. I think I ran in the Lenny Kravitz through the. Oh shit, yo! Hey, what's up, man? Looking like, don't you got a game? Oh yeah, that shit over. Hey.
At least he's honest about it.
Call the family. Hey, come on, we back to the spot. All right, go in there, get dressed, go shower, get dressed, and as I'm coming out, now you see everybody else coming in. All right, man, I'll holler at y'all when you get back to the.
Why didn't they give you that ball? Why did Darrell Bevel call a pass play? Why did Pete Carroll not overrule him? What happened? Did they not want you to get that MVP?
Man, I have no idea. And from the understanding I got is nobody taking accountability for it.
I've heard there's been a lot of things being said about that the NFL was kind of public about it. I don't know. I might be wrong. They didn't want Marshawn Lynch to get the MVP. It goes back to like when you get the Super Bowl MVP, it's essentially like you're the face of the NFL. In my personal opinion, I believe the Super Bowl MVP is better than the NFL MVP. And if you can get both of them at the same time, then kudos to you. But it's like I feel like the NFL didn't like Marshawn Lynch mainly because of his past. But again, I'll continue to say it. It doesn't make any sense.
Neither one of them. They put it off on each other. So I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck they got going on.
Hold up. Russ put it off on Pete. Pete put it off on Russ, or was it coordinator the head coach?
Nah, coordinator and head coach. They pass it back to each other from that's when they talking to me. So I don't know how it played. But at the end of the day, yeah, that shit was, that shit was painful because you gotta think like, no matter what, in any sport you play, what you do, especially now running back, saying okay, you when you a little jit, you set up, pillow here, chair here, maybe a lamppost here, like okay, and then you start going. It's the end of the game. One more play. The quarterback hand the ball off to Marshawn. He jump in the end zone, touchdown. The Oakland Raiders win the Super Bowl. Cause I'm a Raider fan. I'm from Oakland, California. So you put it together. You put that play together so many times. You play that so many times. So not only did they take
They took a moment away from you.
They took a moment. They took a dream. Wow. You know what I mean, like I say, that's once in a lifetime situation.
Have you gotten over it?
To be honest with you, now that we at 10 years, we had a 10-year reunion for the Super Bowl, and just thinking like, damn, we could have been doing this again next year.
Next year.
And there's no telling, like, you took a dream away, you took a moment away, you arguably take a dynasty away.
That actually, yeah, I kind of agree with them on that. Like, they kind of ended a dynasty because, again, you have to look at it like it's a Super Bowl. You have a chance to get the game-winning touchdown. You're on the 1-yard line. I'm pretty sure everybody on offense, including the guys on the bench, everybody on defense, everybody on your sideline is going to say, okay, all we got to do is run the ball. I can almost guarantee you, like Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, all the other guys on the other side, on the Patriots side, probably were expecting them to hand the ball to Marshawn Lynch, not try to throw a slant to Tyler Lockett. And kudos to, who am I trying to think of? You know what? The fact of the matter is, like, they should have ran the ball. It should have never been a pass to begin with.
Because then you in position to, hey, we win 2 Super Bowls. Maybe I don't want to be the highest paid corner or the highest paid safety or the highest paid receiver. Nah, spread that cheese through the whole team so we could bring everybody back and we could go try to do 3.
And that's what Tom Brady did. And that's why he has 7 Super Bowl rings. Because it goes back to everybody wants to, not everybody, but there's like people out there that'll clown Tom Brady for, not being the highest paid quarterback. But when you break it down, it's, it makes sense. Like, Tom Brady wanted to win more Super Bowls. He was willing to take less money to keep the guys around him that were in New England so he could, win the Super Bowl. He did the same thing with Tampa Bay when he was only there for 2 years, and they won the Super Bowl there too. But it's like with New England, In the 6 Super Bowls that he won there, he was always taking pay cuts so he could keep everybody around him so they could just keep on going. Is there a team that can still do that to this day? Probably not. Like, I feel like if the Chiefs were to maybe get like a number one receiver, then maybe Mahomes can be like, okay, we can start like. And the other thing too is Cincinnati, prime example, since Joe Burrow is now the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Uh, you know, how do you plan on keeping that offense together?
Maybe 4. Let's see what we could get out of it. So I mean, not only do you take away all that shit, but you put us in the in the history books as the dumbest call in football history. And then I mean, for my situation on the other end of it, it's gonna be an everlasting question that I'm gonna get. Why they ain't give you the ball?
Is that the question that you get asked the most? If when people meet Marshawn Lynch and everybody knows who you are, is that the first question out of? They're like, "Hey, how you doing, Marshawn? Man, why they didn't give you that ball?"
Hell no, it ain't no, "Hey Marshawn, how you doing?" This, "Hey, why the fuck they didn't give you the ball?" "Hey, is you Marshawn Lynch? You look just like Marshawn Lynch." Like, no, I ain't Marshawn Lynch. "Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to ask you
Oh
that. I
my
thought you was
God, that was
Marshawn Lynch."
great.
Because I was gonna say, man, why, if you was Marshawn Lynch, why the fuck they didn't give you the ball? No, I'm Marshawn. "Man, why the fuck they didn't give you the ball?" Like, oh shit. Fuck, I don't know, man. Shit, I wish I did know. I wish I could get, the truthful answer behind that.
But is there any answer he could give you now to satisfy you?
I mean, at this point, I wouldn't know. Now that it's been so much time in between, it probably wouldn't even matter.
Because I've heard everybody says, well, they didn't want Beast Mode to be the MVP. Pete wanted it to be Russ, or the NFL wanted it to be Russ,
I heard that.
whatever the case may be. But it doesn't make sense. I mean, I played the game for a long time. It doesn't make sense to me. I got 235-pound sledgehammer back there, and I'm gonna throw a pass on the 1-yard line.
Yeah, it just don't make sense.
You almost scored on the play before. You ran it down to the 1.
You damn right. You know what I mean? So I realistically, like, man, when I think about it, I'm in a position to where, you feel me, I don't get, upset or frustrated with it, but more so curious, like, because then you got all the possibilities. Did they not want you to be the Super Bowl MVP? Because if you're Super Bowl MVP, then you're the face of the NFL. They don't want that to be the case or whatever. But
when they have special occasions, they bring all Super Bowl winners back, and they out there. Let me ask you this: how long did it take you to get over not getting the ball?
You know what? Realistically, it was immediately. Because the thing is, if you go and ask anybody that ever played with me, they'll tell you, like, he really, like, play for the team type shit.
Right.
So it was a part of me who wanted to be selfish, like, give me the ball type shit. But at the end of the day, knowing the work that all these individuals put in, you know what I mean? If Locke catch that ball, that's my nigga. So you feel me?
Right.
I'm happy for him. But in the grand scheme of just football, that shit don't make no sense.
Right.
But as far as
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
that it doesn't make sense when it comes to football and the history of the game. A lot of these teams are turning into like run heavy offenses. When you have teams like, Tennessee kind of coming out of that run heavy offense, like I don't think Derrick Henry personally is going to be with the Titans going in the next season. I thought Tennessee was going to try to trade him before the trade deadline, but you got that. The Ravens aren't a run heavy team. Like when you look at run heavy teams in today's NFL, like you look at, again, the Titans, they got Derrick Henry. Falcons can be sometimes with Bijan Robinson, but like when you look at these other teams, there's not really one specific team that is like a run heavy offense that runs the ball more than they pass the ball. People want to make the argument that San Francisco is on there, but the problem is like, yeah, they've fallen off since the season, since they started 5-0. Obviously, with Deebo Samuel out, Christian McCaffrey got injured. It's like everybody thought that team was going to turn into a run heavy offense. When you look at Indianapolis, my team, we were able to re sign Jonathan Taylor, and that team we could have turned into a run heavy offense. And to be completely honest with you, I felt like that's what we needed to do this season even before Anthony Richardson got injured. But it just goes back to like there's like maybe 3, 4 teams that are, run heavy offenses. Giants are run heavy with Saquon. I mean, Josh Jacobs with the Raiders, he has like his on and off games. Packers can have a run heavy offense. They don't really have that great of a wide receiving core, but it just goes to, again, it doesn't matter who's in that running back spot. When you're on the 1 yard line and it's the Super Bowl, I don't care who the quarterback should have been Tom Brady. Not should have been, but the quarterback could have been Tom Brady. He would have handed the ball off, regardless of what the coordinator or the head coach says. Brady would have handed that ball off. No hesitation.
Because I'll never come and intentionally be no hater towards nobody, but just certain shit makes sense and certain shit don't. That just don't make no sense. Mm-hmm. It's not a good football. It's not
a football decision.
It's not good football IQ on. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's not.
Was that the play that ended the Seattle Seahawks?
Most definitely. And they suffering that from still to this day.
Because I had a podcast at the time called Miles and Off, and I went on that Monday, and I said they'll never be the same. I said they won't look at Pete the same. I said they realize because a lot of teams win one in a row. To be special, you win back-to-back Super Bowls because there've been so few that have done it. Mm-hmm. I said they will never believe in Pete the same way again.
And it's like, you know what I mean? Like when a Dauphin get that first high, they go and chase that.
You chase that. You search for that. It's called chasing the dragon.
Chase that motherfucker. And now you got a situation where I believe where you look at it, like that motherfucker is almost like he's trying to chase and rebuild that team that he had rather than moving forward and letting the guys that he got be the guys.
Yeah, you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna get a Sherm. I mean, you got a Sherm, or you got a rookie Sherm and an Earl.
I feel like though, Pete Carroll's doing that with Geno Smith right now because Geno Smith is doing really, really good with the Seahawks, and it's like kind of up in the air. Like if the 49ers keep falling off, Seahawks are probably going to slip up and could possibly win that division. Like obviously, Geno Smith is not Russell Wilson, but the other thing that people have to take into consideration is Russell Wilson was falling off before he even left Seattle. He fell off like 3 or 4 years before he even left Seattle. And again, Geno Smith, no Russell Wilson, but he's holding his own. He's actually doing good with the talent that, Seattle has. Their defense, I will say their defense is mid. It's not great, but it's not bad either. But again, I will say it right now. If the 49ers keep falling off and the Seahawks can keep winning games, the Seahawks they're going to win that
Thomas
division.
And a Cam Chancellor, and you got B Wags, and you got KJ, and you got Bennett, and you got Averill, and you got Red. I mean, bro, you're not gonna recreate that.
You're not. But as long as you chasing that and you not building these individuals to be the greatest player that they can be, you're gonna keep on, repeating history. Because he got some guys who I believe can play.
Right.
But if you got in your mind that you want
you're gonna recreate
your guy
that
to be a Michael Bennett, or you got your guy, you want him to be a Marshawn, or you can't do that. But the thing is, if you going and groom that guy to be the best him, then probably give yourself a better chance.
That actually can be said for what's happening right now in Denver because obviously the whole situation with Sean Payton and Russell Wilson is not doing good. And me and my friends, we talk about it all the time. It seems like Sean Payton is trying to turn Russell Wilson into Drew Brees. And, like the Broncos' offensive line is no better than the offensive line that Russell Wilson had when he was with the Seahawks. Like, you're not going to turn somebody who was so used to that type of system into a pocket passer. That's just not who Russell Wilson is. I feel like, Sean Payton's got to let him do what he can. Like, put the ball in his hands and let him do what he knows he can do. Russell Wilson can't be a pocket passer in Denver when the Broncos' offensive line is dog water.
You feel me? Because they got some dudes over there who I really, you know what I mean,
You get down
I
with.
like. Yeah. You know what I mean? But as long as in their mindset they trying to get him to be the goddamn 2013 Seahawks.
What was your relationship with Pete like? And are there any similarities between John Gruden and Pete Carroll? But what was your relationship like with Pete?
My relationship with Pete was interesting. I just used to say, because I mean the thing is, like, I like Pete as a coach because he get motherfuckers ready to go.
Yeah.
That's the truth. And
Yeah.
you feel me? And he the same way every day. But there was just certain things about Pete, like, you know what I mean, he was like really
Yeah.
and I, you know what I mean, like, for me, I don't need that
Right.
to get going. That's why I said,
He's like a high school coach.
on Sunday,
Yeah.
We play Sunday, right? Oh, we got Thursday night game?
Right.
Okay, cool. Let me know when the game is, and I'm gonna be ready. All the extra shit, I don't need it.
Right.
I don't need all of that to get ready to get to go. But a lot of guys can feed into that, and I seen it, and it worked.
Right.
So you feel me? I'll never go against the grain, like, oh, fuck him and this, that, and the third. Because no, he's a great motivator and get motherfuckers ready. But it was just that I didn't need that. And I don't think he understood, like, where I was coming from. That I don't need to be ha and hoo and all that in order to be ready. And, you know, I believe he wanted me to be a part of that type of environment. But that just wasn't my speed. So that kind of got us to, you know what I mean, headbutting a little bit for the misunderstanding. But the thing was, I always told him, like, man, I ain't gonna never go against the grain. I ain't gonna never tell nobody not to, you know what I mean, listen to what you got going on, but that shit just not for me. So, you know what I mean, if you're gonna be having meetings or whatever, you know what I mean, we came to an understanding. If we having a meeting and you not telling me specifically, like, Marshawn, on this play, we need you to do X, Y, and Z, then, you know, I'm probably not gonna come to that meeting. Because I know what you're gonna be in there doing. You're gonna be in here and busting jokes and doing all the funny shit. And you know what I mean, I'm ready to play football. So when it comes down to that, then let me know. Once we got that understanding,
You were cool.
yeah.
That actually makes, a lot of sense. That does make a lot of sense because a lot of people aren't, about like, let's get hyped up for, certain situations, whether it's like work or even, football, basketball, baseball. Like, just by listening to that side of things, it seems like Pete Carroll he's enjoying his head coaching job in Seattle. He wants to have a good time. He wants to get people, motivated around him, which is cool. But then you look at the flip side, like certain types of people have different ways that they like to, get themselves ready for games. But watching this now, like I said, when we look back at Super Bowl 49, that just wasn't a good football decision. Like, regardless of if Pete Carroll wanted Russell Wilson to be the Super Bowl MVP, or if like somebody like with the NFL office was like having discussions with somebody saying, hey, we don't want, Marshawn to be the Super Bowl MVP. I'm going to go back to what I was saying, though. Like, if the shoe was on the other foot, you know, if Tom Brady was playing for Seattle, they got the ball on the 1 yard line. Tom Brady's not going to follow, a passing play on the 1 yard line in the Super Bowl where if Seattle would have scored that touchdown, they would have won. And Marshawn was right about it. Like, hypothetically speaking, let's say they score that touchdown. They win the Super Bowl. They want to keep doing it. It's like, I'm willing to take a pay cut, pass some money over to this guy here so we can bring everybody back and do it again. Like I said, that's what Tom Brady did with the Patriots. Right now, I don't like realistically seeing that being able to happen, especially with this QB market and how much all these quarterbacks are making. The only like contract signing I can say that doesn't make sense to this day is the Giants extending Daniel Jones' contract and franchise tagging Saquon Barkley. I get it. They're like with the draft pick, the picks that the Giants had going into this last draft, there weren't really good options. Like, and then when you fast forward to the next draft, you got Caleb Williams, Drake May. Nobody knows what free agency for the quarterback market's gonna look like, but you never know. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment down below what other videos you would like to see, and I will talk to you all later.